Welcome to our weekly program, The Inside Story of Chabad in America through the Mindel Archives. This program is a continuation, the third program, as Achonis to Gimel Tammuz. We're very close to Gimel Tammuz. Last week I shared with you about the letters, how the letters went, how it was written. Also, the Anhogya of the Rebbe, after the Rebbe passed away, there was a big change in the Rebbe's Anhogya. I mentioned, and I'm going to mention this today, that the people wrote to the Rebbe a list, blessings, and they want this and they want this. But the Rebbe always answered, you want this and this, but who? But have you ever asked yourself, who needs me? This was a very important point. Many times the Rebbe answered to many people. The Rebbe, as a leader of Klal Yisrael, he demanded from every person, rich, poor, healthy, not, young or old, businessman, mechanchim, teachers, kol yingalite. God created every single person for a purpose. And every person is created to give. If you give tzedakah, or you can do favors, or you do mivtzoyim, or you teach somebody, you have to give. This is what a person is created for. In other words, everybody should be a mashpia. You have to be a makabel, but you can give, and you should be a giver. The word I is only by God. Anochi Hashem Elokecho. I am God, your God. But there is no I need this, I need this, I need this. No, what can I do for somebody else? This was the shita of the Rebbe. Now, when the Rebbe gave, brachas, all the time, Farbrengenischen, hours, everything is brachas. Brachas and brachas and brachas. And he wasn't satisfied with a little bracha. The Rebbe gave a lot of brachas. I want to mention again, once I mentioned, there was a Rabbi Kastenbaum. He was the president of the Young Israel. He lived in Long Beach. And he told me, he went to Rebbe for Yechidus. So, it was very apologetic. I mean, he said to Rebbe like this, he made like this. He said, Rebbe, I know you're a busy man, you're a busy person, and I have a private request, but I need a bracha. But I need a shtickle bracha, not a big bracha, because you're busy, and I don't want to waste your time to give me a big bracha. So please give me a shtickle bracha. So the Rebbe answered him, Yichoba mishugas, I have a mishugas, that when I give a bracha, I don't give a shtickle, I give a bracha. The Rebbe gives brachas. A person gives brachas, a person nishki shtickle. The Rebbe wanted that everybody should do as much as they can. And everybody is created. Everybody has something to give in this world. It reminds me of a story, and maybe I did mention to you maybe once, but it's a good example. A son wrote to the Rebbe, you always say that the Eibishter created everything, nothing is for nothing. Everything has a purpose. My mother is in a hospital for years. She's brain dead. She's like a vegetable. My children, my grandchildren, don't take off their eyes from her. The 24 hours they change. For years, they're always there. My mother doesn't know that they're there. But this is what they do. What's the purpose of her living in this world? So the Rebbe answered, her purpose is, when doctors see, nurses see, people that come visiting patients see, the kibbut av aim. How about your children and your grandchildren have derech eretz for your mother, and they will learn from this This is her purpose in living. This is an answer from the Rebbe. Excuse me, one of the answers. That means that every single person has something to give. And since we are now closer to Gimel Tammuz, at Gimel Tammuz, a Yom Hilula, a Yom Godel V'Kodesh, 27 years already. And Mashiach is still not here. 27 years, unbelievable. So it's time to make a Cheshbon HaNefesh. Time to think. It's like the Rebbe said by the Rebbetzin. V'hachai yitein eliboy. On the day of the Yom Hilula, that all the work that the Rebbe did is oil and Gimel Tammuz. As the Rebbe mentioned after Yud Shvat by the Frierdiker Rebbe. And as it says in Zohar, that the Tzadikayu, the Ispater, Ishtakach B'chul Olmin Yatir Mi B'chayeyi. Now this Tzadik, and especially the Rebbe, is more present with us than before. When a Tzadik is alive, when there's a Neshama, Biguf, the hashpah, the influence, is limited. More bechitzonius. It's in a keli, it's in a guf. But after Gimel Tammuz, when the neshama leaves the guf, the body, the hashpah is unlimited. And everybody can be mekabel from the Rebbe. And our iskashris to the Rebbe is much stronger, could be much stronger now than before. The difference is between the Rebbe and other tzaddikim, I guess, because the Rebbe is Nossi. A Hilula of other tzaddikim is celebrated b'merirus, bitterness, depression, especially when they go to the caver. It's merirus. There's felt simcha. By the Rebbe we see that our iskashris is besimcha. When we go to the oil, we come out uplifted. And bichlal we see, usually when we don't see a person for so many years, or we never saw the person, our connection is not the same. By the Rebbe we see that the people, thousands of people that were born, that are now 30 years old, 29 years old, never saw the Rebbe. There is kashrus, when you say a ma'aseh of the Rebbe, the Lebedikite that you don't find anywhere. Because the Rebbe is here with us. And besimcha, we go to the Eil, we are besimcha. And this is the difference between, and it's Hashgacha Pratius, that the Rebbe, Hilula, Yom Hilula, is in Gimel Tammuz, where Gimel Tammuz is Chag HaGeula, because Chag HaGeula is a day of Simcha. So by Hashgacha Pratius, the Gimel Tammuz, the Histalkus of the Rebbe, is in a day of a Chag HaGeula. So now we make a Cheshbon HaNefesh. What's the Bechein? But the Rebbe always used to say, what is the bottom line? Maaseh b'poil. The Rebbe said, by the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Chabad is different. Chabad, we don't rely on the Rebbe like other Chassidim. The Rebbe helps. Hakol b'dei shomayim, chutz me'yirei shomayim. The Rebbe can help, but we don't rely on the Rebbe. Our inyan now, what the Rebbe wanted from us, is to make from the world, from the Gashmizdika world, a Ruchnizdika world. And every person within himself to turn over his Nefesh HaBahamis, to work with themselves. This is what the Rebbe put Keiches all his life. The Rebbe could have done everything himself. Moshe Rabbeinu could have built the Mishkan himself. He didn't need the people to help him. David HaMelech could have built the Beis HaMikdash himself. But he wanted to be Mizaki everybody. So it's not enough that we sing Nigunim, It's not enough that we say l'chaim, and it's not enough that we watch videos of the Rebbe. Because many people say, oh, we watch the video, they're yoitze, everything. This is not enough. The Rebbe wanted we should work with ourselves and to give to other people. The koiches the Rebbe put here, I don't know if there's a person that left so many ksovim, letters, so many sfarim, so many heroes, so many lessons, so many brachas, so many eitzes to the whole world. The Rebbe never took vacation. I know in 1950s, the Rebbe went to Gan Yisrael to camp in the summer, to the Catskills. And the Rebbe said that, I think, to Rav Shmuel Levit, all of us told him, he still didn't make up the time that he went there. What did he do there? He didn't sit on a chair, on a recliner. He farbrained over there. But he went a vacation one time there. How much every minute is important. What we can learn from the Rebbe. The Rebbe had a heart attack. Not only Lamed Ches. The Rebbe had a heart attack in Tovshin Chov Hei after his mother passed away. I don't think people know this. You know why people don't know? Because the Rebbe never missed coming to 770. He was given over to Chassidim even when he had a heart attack in Chov Hei. Yechidus was a whole night. The Rebbe farbrained hours, and as once somebody wrote, the Rebbe never leaned back once by farbringen. Hours and hours and hours. And usually, Rahman al-Itzlan, when someone has a stroke or a heart attack, where do they have the stroke, heart attack? Usually a person is home or he's at work. He works 7-8 hours a day, he comes home, he goes to shul for an hour or two. But this is where people are. This is what Rahman al-Itzlan. Where did the Rebbe get his heart attack? In Lamed Ches? With the Chassidim. Not at home. Where did the Rebbe get the stroke? Dafke by the oil. Because this was the Rebbe's life. The Rebbe's life was Chassidim, was everybody. And the first 10 years, and this is another program that we have, what the Rebbe accomplished when he came in 1941, and by the way, this year it's 80 years since the Rebbe came to America. And it's another program that Rabbi Mindel was there, Rabbi Chadakov was there. But those days, Shabbos, you couldn't keep Shabbos. So when a person makes a cheshbon hanefesh, and he thinks a little bit, what the Rebbe, what we can do, whatever, then that's what we need to do as achonis to Gimel Tammuz. Learn Torah, Avas Yisrael. That's the last thing, Pasha Vayagel, when the Rebbe spoke. What did he speak about? Avas Yisrael and giving tzedakah. And we should always think, before we do something, what would the Rebbe say? And if you want to give hanoah to the Rebbe, so we should do things in Yonim, b'pnimiyus, not b'chatzenius. And if we do all these things, as it says, Zochu achishenu, loy zochu b'ito, if we're zeiche, if we follow the Rebbe's ways, and if we are zeiche, if we do everything, we are given over to the people, mashpim, mikabel, everything, then the Eibishter is going to help. There is to be zochu that Mashiach will come soon. B'meir of Yomeinu. Amen. Thank you.